So now we're going to talk about how to add integers. Let's start by talking about what an additive inverse is. The additive inverse is the number that you can put with a number to get 0. So put with a number and get 0. So for example, 3 and negative 3 are additive inverses, because if you take 3 and put negative 3 with it, you're going to get 0. Give me 3 examples of additive inverses in your notes. I will check them in class tomorrow. You could have something like negative 4 and 4, 10 and negative 10, and one more. All right, so let's talk about what happens when we add. We're going to look at 3 different ways to add integers. First, we're just going to talk about using signs. We're going to do 4 plus 6. By signs, I mean pluses and minuses. I know your notes say red and yellow chips, but you don't have those at home. So for signs, we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have 4 here, and another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go back at the end, count all our plus signs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we find that 4 plus 6 equals 10. Heaps and holes. Heaps and holes means you make heaps for all your positive numbers and holes for all your negatives. In this case, we don't have any negatives, so we're going to make 4 heaps plus 6 more. And to get our answer, we simply count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's still 10. Now what about if we use a number line? We would start over here at 4. And we want to go 6 more in the positive direction, or away from 0. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The answer is still 10. And hopefully you knew this one when we started. So now, what if we add positive 4 and negative 6? Let's do it first with our signs. We have 4 pluses. Now, 6 minuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So to get our answer, we want to cancel things out. Every time we have a plus and a minus, that's like an additive inverse. It takes us to 0, so we can cross it out. So we can cross out this one. Here's another one that pairs up, this one. These 2 pair up. These 2 pair up. What are we left with? Negative 2. Because after we paired everything up, we had 2 negatives left over. That's how you get your answer. What about heaps and holes? 4 heaps. Now I'm going to do 6 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, this heap will fill in this hole. This heap will fill in this hole. This heap will fill in this hole. This heap will fill in that hole. 2 holes left over. Holes represent negatives, so your answer is still negative 2. What about on the number line? We want to start at positive 4, and I want to go 6, whoop, that's 3, 6 in the negative direction. So here's 4, and I'm going to go 6 in the negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I end up at negative 2. Okay, what if we started at negative 4 and went 6 in the positive direction? All right, so I'm going to do 4 negatives and 6 positives. Oops. I'm going to match them up again. This time I'm left with 2 positives, so my answer is positive 2. Heaps and holes, same thing. I'm going to make 4 holes, 6 heaps. When I fill in all my holes, I'm left with 2 heaps, or an answer of positive 2. For the number line, this time I want to start down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, at negative 4, and go 6 in the positive direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess where I ended up? Positive 2. All right, let's look at a couple more. Let's say we have -4 and -6. So all my signs this time should be negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing will cancel because they're all negative, so I'm just going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 negatives, so my answer this time is -10. What about heaps and holes? This time again, all holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. I have all holes. Hopefully by now you know there's going to be 10 of them. So I have -10. Number line, same thing. Start at -4. This time, instead of going in the positive direction, we want to go negative. So if I'm here at -4, 1, 2, or -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. Okay, now I know in your notes it tells you try, but let's do one more together. 6 and -10. 6 pluses, 10 negatives. All these will cancel. We're left with -4. I bet you can get through the heaps and holes yourself as well as on the number line. Hopefully by now you're starting to see you're going to end up with an answer that has the same size as the larger number. Here, our larger number was 10, or the absolute value of that number is, so you get a negative answer. Here they were both negative, so a negative answer made sense. When we did the 4 plus -6, because the absolute value of -6 is larger, we got a negative number. I want you to finish trying the rest of those problems in your notes, and we'll talk about them in class tomorrow.